astrology is cool because it gives you this concurrent, simultaneous concept of free will and destiny. And on a more physical level and concretely, that's similar to nature and nurture, right? Genetics and epigenetics, which is the change of your DNA expressions based on environment, based on nurturing aspects. And we are both always nature and nurture. And I sense that from what you said as well, which is a cool connection I never really thought about. But could you elaborate more on the idea of destiny and free will? Because A, that sounds really cool, but B, like how would you tell people who maybe lean too much into the spectrum of, oh, it's all destiny. My moon signs or my whatever signs dictate me how I feel on this day, so there's nothing I could do. Or for people maybe lean too much into the free will aspect, because like I said, it's always nature and nurture, and it's always free will and destiny.
I think that extremes are dangerous. So when it comes to whatever you believe in, however you operate, like nature versus nurture, fate versus free will, I think the best way to navigate life is to have some kind of middle ground, to have a discernment between the two. Because when we lean too much into everything's destined, everything is out of my control, that becomes a very disempowering place. And then if we lean too much into this idea that I'm in total control, then that also is extremely damaging, and that puts a lot of pressure on yourself. And what's interesting is that I see like law of attraction conversations leaning too much into this idea that like you are solely responsible for your lived experience. You know what I mean? You study or you know anything about the law of attraction, Ben?
I do, but could you elaborate more?
Of course, yeah. So I do think there is truth in this idea that thought precedes everything. And like a thought, it carries a certain vibration. And so on a molecular level, everything is energy. So whatever is vibrating at the same frequency, it's going to resonate. It's going to meet each other. It's going to see one another. It's going to recognize one another. But at the end of the day, like you are a part of nature, but you're not all like you're a spark of consciousness. You're a spark of God, a spark of source, but you're not in total control. So you got to work with what you got. If something isn't going your way, it's not because you are a bad person for attracting it. Like, no, whatever isn't going your way is trying to teach you something. And that's also one of the best ways, I think, to navigate life, as like treating everything like it's a lesson. Everything is here to teach you something that you didn't see before.